Hi everyone, this is going to be a short introduction video to the new TL9 stabilizer. The TL9 stabilizer is designed to allow for the safe use of a hydraulic spreader as a lifting device. So hydraulic spreaders have been used by rescue companies to lift for many years. It's a valid tactic, but it's a risky tactic, and that's due to the limited contact surface area of the spreader tips with the ground. Your spread tips typically have a width of 2 inches or less. So as you begin to open that spreader up and start to lift your load, you take that already minimal contact surface and lessen it even further, and the tool becomes very unstable and it starts to rock back and forth. And then if you once you get to a certain point, the tool will slip out from underneath you, and that of course increases the risk of dropping the load if you don't have it cribbed properly. So it's not an ideal method of lifting a vehicle, but the advantages to it is that it's much quicker and easier to set up as compared to lifting bags. So the TL9 stabilizer is designed to kind of eliminate that disadvantage of using the spreader for this operation. So the TL9 stabilizer is made from half-inch solid steel, has a 6-inch by 6-inch base plate, and 4.5-inch gusseted towers spaced 2 inches apart. So the base plate increases the contact surface area with the ground, while the towers provide lateral support for the tool. You can kind of think about this almost like a distributor plate that you would use on a aerial ladder jack, right? It's takes that minimal contact area that spreader tip has, and it spreads it out along the ground. It increases your surface area, increases the stability of the tool. There's also a solid steel traveling limit pin that prevents the spreaders from opening beyond 70% of the spread capacity. So you get a maximum of roughly 70% of the entire spread capacity of the tool utilizing the TL9. Once the traveling pin reaches the top of the towers, it locks the lower tip of the spreader into a groove at the front of the plate, which increases the overall stability. Okay, so you can see here that you can achieve a pretty decent lift with the hydraulic spreader while maintaining the stability of the base plate. And the traveling pin will not allow you to exceed a safe operating limit with the spreader. So now remember, just like when we're using airbags, just like when we're doing any lifting operation, we always use cribbing when lifting. The rule of thumb is that we lift an inch, we crib an inch. So as we're lifting this vehicle or whatever else it may be with the spreader, we are cribbing as we go. We do not allow there to be any travel of this object should something happen to our lifting device, whether that be the spreader or the airbags. So the LFD currently has one TL9 stabilizer to be used with the Genesis S44 spreader on engine 1. Bear in mind that this TL9 is not compatible with the Hurst spreader on engine 2. They are different models of TL9. They have to make the TL9 specific to the spreader to accommodate the different types of tips that different manufacturers use. So the one that works with the Genesis S44 doesn't work with the Hurst spreader that's on engine 2, so it can only be used with the engine 1 spreader. This is just a short video that shows the TL9 in action from an in-service training the other day.
Okay, so that's going. I gotta open it, right?
Yep, the bottom slips in. There you go. Get it right up to that notch in the front there, and then just go ahead and start lifting. So some general tactics with lifting. As a rule, it is always better to lift from the long axis of the vehicle, long axis of the vehicle being the sides. We know that in some circumstances that may not be possible because of the vehicle position or the victim position. If we're going to lift from the short axis, the problem that's going to create is it's going to lift two tires off the ground, which is going to reduce stability and it's going to cause the vehicle to try to find a neutral point, which is going to most likely shift it towards the low part of the train. Okay, so the vehicle is going to become unstable. It's going to want to basically roll off from one side to the other. If you have to lift from the short axis of the vehicle, set up the spreader so that it is offset to the low side and crib the vehicle along the anticipated direction of movement so that we can capture that vehicle before it starts to slide in that direction. And again, remember, always, always, always crib as we lift.